Hi everyone, Jon Mitchell here, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So I wanted to talk first of all, especially to fishermen, but for folks on the waterfront generally, that Vineyard Wind has now opened up its mitigation fund. This is a fund set up to help fishermen who may have been impacted by the construction or the operation of the wind farm. And there's several $1 million that have been set aside for this purpose. There is a window over the next few months that you have to submit the fact that you've been fishing in that area in recent years. The exact information that you have to submit you can find readily on the Port Authority's website. It should be right there for you. But it's really a way for using this occasion just to let the word out that we want as many fishermen here in New Bedford as possible to take advantage of this opportunity. What's significant is that unlike other mitigation efforts, you don't have to show how much you lost. We just want to make sure that people that are submitting, who have fished in that area, are staking a claim, they're raising their hand. So check out the Port Authority's website, and if you know some fishermen who fish, and when I say fishermen, it's basically boat owners who have fished in that area over the last few years. Let them know that this is something that they should be taking advantage of. The second thing I want to talk about today is the bridge. Now, we have lots of bridges in the city, small ones, big ones. But when I say the bridge, everybody knows I'm talking about the New Bedford Fairhaven Bridge. It's the most prominent bridge in the city, and as we've discussed before, the state is now, at long last, proceeding with the preliminary work to start the design of a new bridge. And so at this point, they're deciding which kind of bridge to design. It's a very important point in the analysis or the exercise. It's important for people to weigh in when they can to go to a hearing or to send an email into the state to let them know what you think. For the city's part, we've submitted a letter that essentially details what we think are the most important things. The most important thing is, first off, is just the state needs to share with folks their analysis about how they're breaking down, they're analyzing all the alternatives. There are really two alternatives. There's what's called a vertical lift bridge, which is a pair of towers, and the bed of the road rises up along them, so allowing boats to go through. And the other is a bascule bridge, which is like a drawbridge that opens up like that. I'm oversimplifying it, but that's essentially it. What I wanted what's important for us is that it's a bridge that doesn't cause traffic jams or causes people to wait a long time in traffic, that readily allows vessels to go through without problem, larger vessels than we have had in the last, since this bridge has been built. The current bridge was built 120 years ago. And then it has to look good. It is such a prominent spot in the middle of our harbor, such that whatever gets built there, it has to add to the landscape and not be an eyesore detracting from it. So that's another really key point. The city submitted a letter articulating all those things, and we'll keep you posted on how all that's going. The last thing I just want to say is, you may have caught a little bit of this in the news. The zoo just broke ground on a brand new animal ambassador building that is going to be great. It's going to be back where the barn is, if you know that part of the zoo. And the animal ambassador program started a few years ago. The program started a few years ago, and now we'll have a home. The program essentially is to give children an opportunity to interact with the animals a little more closely than just looking at them in a cage. So it's a pretty interesting thing. It's a great way for children to learn, and it's a way of giving them an opportunity to learn that's not available to them on the internet or otherwise. It's something that I think really adds a lot of value to the zoo, but especially because it creates an educational opportunity for the region's school children. So pretty cool thing, and I just want to thank everybody. Gary Lunsford, the director of the zoo, Marion Weiner, the executive director, the chair of the Buttonwood Park Zoological Society and everybody else who contributed to the project. It's a good thing, and it's going to be ready, we're hoping not too long. So that's all I got for this week. This has been the Mayor's Weekly Update. We'll have more for you next week.